Hello everyone. Today we discuss the current China-Bhutan border issue, whether it is a strategic bait laid to India by China, explained with reference to Doklam standoff. The Himalayas recently has been reeling under border tensions. Since May 2020, India and China have been locked in their most serious border standoff since 1967, featuring several standoffs along multiple points in the eastern Ladakh along the line of actual control. The standoff reached heights unseen in decades after the June 15 melee, in which India lost 20 soldiers along with an undisclosed number of Chinese casualties. Meanwhile, earlier in the year, a dispute between Nepal and India over the Lipulekh border area boiled over, and the repercussions are not yet settled. Now, China is apparently expanding the scope of its border dispute with the small Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. A Chinese delegate at the 58th Global Environmental Facility Council held on 2nd and 3rd June 2020 referred to the Sakteng Wildlife Sanctuary, an area in eastern Bhutan, as disputed and attempted to stop funding to it from the United Nations Development Programme's Global Environmental Facility, which Bhutan had requested for. The government of Bhutan responded by issuing a démarche to China. Démarche means a formal diplomatic representation of the official position, views or wishes on a given subject from one government to another government or intergovernmental organization. Shortly thereafter, while addressing the media during a briefing on Tuesday 21st July 2020, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said that China's position remains consistent and clear. The boundary between China and Bhutan has not been delimited and there are disputes in the middle, eastern and western sections. So China advocates a package solution to resolve the dispute. China is opposed to making any issue of these disputes at multilateral forums, and China remains in communication with the relevant parties on this issue. The novelty of China's claim in its dispute with Bhutan has already gained popularity, but there are other complicating factors here. First, the purported eastern sector dispute over the Sakteng Wildlife Sanctuary, in geographic terms, would be the single largest tranche of disputed territory across all sectors in the China-Bhutan context, representing about 11% of the territory currently administered by the Bhutanese government. Second, in the current scenario, the political geography of the area in question has significance. Sakteng isn't even contiguous with Chinese territory, but it borders India's Arunachal Pradesh. So for China to access Sakteng, it would actually have to go through India. Given that India fully administers Arunachal Pradesh, even if Bhutan were to unilaterally cede this area, it would amount to an enclave without any direct border with China's Tibet Autonomous Region. Further, the Sakteng area borders Arunachal's western Tawang region, which China has particularly prioritized in negotiations with India, and it is the least negotiable piece of territory for China in the entirety of the eastern sector. In short, China aims both at the western sector, that is Ladakh, as well as eastern sector of its border with India. As far as this new shocking claim of China on Bhutan out of the blue is concerned, there are two striking perspectives of it. Analysts in India say it's a bait which China expects India to take out of its diplomatic relations with Bhutan, as India had done in the Doklam issue in 2017, while the Bhutanese journalist grouse that the Bhutan has to bear the brunt of India-China standoff at Ladakh. So herein we discuss as to whether the worsening India-China relations has a potential to affect the Sino-Bhutan border disputes. We start with a brief history of Sino-Bhutan border disputes and Indo-Bhutan relations and the Doklam standoff. Bhutan is a small Buddhist kingdom with an area of 40,076 square kilometers, landlocked between India and China. It had been the focus of big power politics in the past, Tibetans and Mongols from north and the British India from the south. Today, they are replaced by China and India. Historians state incursion by People Liberation Army into undefined border areas of Bhutan with Tibet had been a threat to its territorial integrity and national security during the last few decades. China had made concerted efforts to exercise historic rights over Bhutan between 1865 and 1910. However, the new Republic of China had given up the claim. In 1949, China watched Bhutan become an Indian area of influence after signing the Indo-Bhutan Friendship Treaty. The restless People's Republic of China in 1954 published a brief history of China, where a considerable portion of Bhutan was included as a prehistorical realm of China. In 1958, a map of China claimed a large tract of Bhutanese lands and later occupied about 300 square miles of Bhutanese territory in the north and northeastern Bhutan. Further, the Tibetan uprising in 1959, the Dalai Lama's flight to India, and reports of Chinese troops along the ill-defined frontier posed a security threat to Bhutan. The Chinese claim surfaced again in 1960 when it openly declared that Bhutanese, Sikkimese and Ladakhis form a united family in Tibet, that they have always been subject to Tibet and to the great motherland of China, and that they must once again be united, and taught the communist doctrine. Now Bhutan was forced to close its northern border and withdrew its representatives in western Tibet, thus putting an end to 1,000-year-old relations with Tibet. With its traditional northern trade route closed, Bhutan turned south towards India. The northern border problem with Tibet posed a serious security threat to Bhutan after September 1979 Chinese incursions into Bhutanese territory. When Bhutan protested, China expressed its desire to solve the problem bilaterally, since China has always maintained that Indo-Bhutan Treaty of 1949 is an unequal treaty, a symbol of India's hegemony in the region. Bhutan agreed to the bilateral Sino-Bhutan talks, and the first formal meeting took place in Beijing in 1984. The China-Bhutan talks began to be held every year alternatively in Thimphu and Beijing since then. In 1996, Bhutan discovered the Chinese logging and road construction activities in the disputed territory, and when the issue was brought up in the 11th round of talks, China proposed for the signing of an interim agreement for maintenance of peace and tranquility along the borders. Chinese approach in resolving the border was through a package deal rather than a sector-by-sector settlement. During the 11th round of talks, China proposed to exchange 495 square kilometers area with an area of 269 square kilometers in the northwest Bhutan, that is Doklam Plateau. Doklam Plateau being close to the strategic Siliguri corridor of India, the territorial swapping proposed by China would seriously undermine India's security by shifting the Bhutan-China border to the south, China coming closer to the narrow strip of land connecting the northeast of India to the rest of India. China had suggested it to draw Bhutan away from its special relations with India. However, the Indo-Bhutan Treaty of 1949 being the backbone of Indo-Bhutan relations, Bhutan did not concede to the proposal of China, and the northern border dispute of Bhutan with China still remains unresolved and is a serious concern for Bhutan's national security and territorial sovereignty. From India's perspective, Bhutan is one of the most vulnerable sectors in the Indian security system. For India, a weak Bhutan means weak buffer state or extended frontier with China, and it is only in this connection that India has played a major role in bringing an end of Bhutan's isolation policy, started socio-economic development, and promoted Bhutan's international stature through UN membership and other multilateral organizations. India's assistance is indirectly tied to Bhutan's refusal of China's assistance. The Indo-Bhutan Treaty of 1949, Article 2 reads, "The Government of India undertakes to exercise no interference in the internal administration of Bhutan. On its part, the Government of Bhutan agrees to be guided by the advice of the Government of India in regards to its external relations." However, India accepted the new interpretation of the article that came up in 1974, that India's advice and guidance on foreign policy matters was optional. India has showed a tremendous goodwill by enhancing Bhutan's independence by supporting Bhutan's United Nations membership. Dorji Penjore, who heads the Center for Bhutan and Gross National Happiness Studies, in his article Security of Bhutan Walking Between the Giants, writes that from 1959, China has been trying to pull Bhutan away from India. Any improvement in Sino-Indian relation has been accompanied by diminished Chinese interest in Bhutan. Hence, until Sino-Indian relation is improved permanently, there is no possibility for any resolution of border problems nor diplomatic relations of Bhutan with China. So, Sino-Bhutan border dispute will continue to be a serious security threat to Bhutan. Thus, we understand Sino-Bhutan border dispute is more of China's desire to punish Bhutan for allying with its regional rival India than to winning a territory. This is exactly what happened in Doklam issue as well, probably now in 2020. The 2017 China-India border standoff or Doklam standoff refers to the military border standoff between the Indian Armed Forces and the People's Liberation Army of China over Chinese construction of a road in Doklam known as Doglang or Doglang Kosheng, meaning Doglang pasture or grazing field in Chinese. Doklam is an area comprising a plateau and a valley at the tri-junction border area between India, Bhutan and China. Doklam's geographical position makes it a strategically important area as it is located between Tibet's Chumbi Valley to the north, Bhutan's Ha Valley to the east and India's Sikkim Valley to the west. Doklam is an area disputed between China and Bhutan. India does not claim Doklam but supports Bhutan's claim. China's claim on Doklam is based on the 1890 Convention of Calcutta between China and Britain, which states in Article 1, the boundary of Sikkim and Tibet shall be the crest of the mountain range separating the waters flowing into the Sikkim Teesta and its affluents from the waters flowing into the Tibetan Mochu. The line commences at Mount Gipmochi on the Bhutan frontier and follows the above mentioned water parting to the point where it meets Nepal territory. China asserts that by this convention, the starting point of the Sikkim-Tibet border is Mount Gipmochi on the Bhutan frontier and that this clearly defines the tri-junction point. As per Chinese claims, Doklam is located in the Zygaze area of the Tibet bordering the state of Sikkim. However, Bhutan was not a party to the said convention. In the early 2000s, China built a road up the Sinchela Pass in undisputed territory and then over the plateau in disputed territory, leading up to the Dokala Pass until reaching within 68 meters distance to the Indian border post on the Sikkim border. Here they constructed a turnaround facilitating vehicles to turn back. This road has been in existence at least since 2005. However, it is a southward extension of this road in 2017 that sparked the renowned Doklam standoff, where India was dragged into a standoff since India had to abide to the friendship treaty with Bhutan in spite of not having any direct territorial claims in the disputed territory. The timeline of the event says, on 16 June 2017, Chinese troops with construction vehicles and road building equipment began extending the existing road southwards in Doklam. On 18 June 2017, as a part of Operation Juniper, about 270 Indian troops armed with weapons and 2 bulldozers crossed the Sikkim border into Doklam to stop the Chinese troops from constructing the road. On 29 June 2017, Bhutan protested to China against the construction of the road in the disputed territory. According to the Bhutanese government, China attempted to extend the road that previously terminated at Dokala towards the Bhutan army camp at Zon Pelri near the Zampheri Ridge 2 km to the south. That ridge, viewed as a border by China but as wholly within Bhutan by both Bhutan and India, extends eastward approaching India's highly strategic Siliguri corridor. The Siliguri corridor, also known as Chicken's Neck, is a narrow stretch of land of about 22 kilometers width located in the Indian state of West Bengal that connects India's northeastern states to the rest of India, with the countries of Nepal and Bangladesh lying on either side of the corridor. The Kingdom of Bhutan lies on the northern side of the corridor. The Kingdom of Sikkim formerly lay on the northern side of the corridor until its merger with India in 1975. The city of Siliguri in the state of West Bengal is a major settlement in this area and the central node that connects Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sikkim, Darjeeling Hills, Northeast India and the rest of India. The Bhutanese border was reportedly put on high alert and the border security was tightened as a result of the growing tensions. On 30th June, Ministry of External Affairs of India released the statement entitled Recent Developments in Doklam Area, stating its official position. It charged China of changing the status quo in violation of a 2012 understanding between the two governments regarding finalizing the tri-junction boundary points and causing security concerns. It says that Indian personnel at Dokala coordinated with Bhutan and approached the Chinese construction party and urged them to desist from changing the status quo. On June 30, China's spokesperson Lu Kang asserted that the area where the construction of activities are underway is totally under the jurisdiction of China because it is completely located on the Chinese side of the China-Bhutan traditional customary line. Further said that the so-called tri-junction, as the name suggests, is a point, it's not a line, much less an area. India misinterprets tri-junction point as an area from ulterior motives. This time, the trespassing point of Indian Army is on the Sikkim-China border, which is 2000 meters away from the tri-junction point Mount Gipmochi by the 1890 treaty. On 5th July 2017, the Chinese government claimed that it had for the past 24 months a basic consensus with Bhutan that Doklam belongs to China and that there was no dispute between the two countries. On 19 July 2017, China renewed its call for India to withdraw its troops from Doklam. On 2nd August 2017, the Chinese Foreign Ministry released a 15-page official position statement, the facts and China's position concerning the Indian border troops crossing of the China-India border in the Sikkim sector into the Chinese territory. According to this document, there were still over 40 Indian troops and one bulldozer in Doklam region. Beijing accused India of using Bhutan as a pretext to interfere and impede the boundary talks between China and Bhutan. The report referred to India's trespassing into Doklam as a violation of the territorial sovereignty of China as well as a challenge to the sovereignty and independence of Bhutan. On 28 August 2017, both India and China announced that they had withdrawn all their troops from the face-off site in Doklam. On 29 August, Bhutan welcomed the disengagement and hoped that it would lead to the maintenance of peace and tranquility as well as status quo along the borders. On 9 October 2017, China announced that it was ready to maintain peace at frontiers with India. However, surprisingly, after issuing a press statement on 29 June, the Bhutanese government and the media maintained a studious silence on the standoff, and the verbal and the on-field strife was owned by India and China. Though the Bhutanese clarified that the territory on which China was building a road was Bhutanese territory being claimed by China and that Bhutan is a part of the ongoing border negotiations, it defended the policy of silence, saying Bhutan does not want India and China to go to war and it is avoiding doing anything that can heat up an already heated situation. However, Enodo Global, a risk management firm, having done a study of social media interactions in Bhutan, found considerable anxiety among the populace regarding the risk of war between India and China and the possibility of annexation by China similar to that of Tibet in 1951. New York Times has reported that it encountered more people concerned about India's actions than China's. It found expressions of sovereignty and concern that an escalation of the border conflict could hurt trade and diplomatic relations with China. Scholar Rudra Chaudhary, having toured the country, noted that Doklam is not as important an issue for the Bhutanese as it might have been 10 years ago. Rather, the Bhutanese view the northern border settlement with China as a top priority for the country. Even terms like pro-Chinese and anti-Indian have been used in Bhutan. In short, the interesting conclusion of this whole timeline of events in Doklam standoff is that the territorial dispute started off between China and Bhutan. India had no claim over the disputed territory, though it was close to India's strategic Siliguri corridor. India was bound to support Bhutan, abide by the Friendship Treaty, without having full military and diplomatic control on Bhutan. India got locked into a standoff with China, but could not gain the confidence of Bhutan government nor the Bhutanese people. Rather, they feared that a possible full-fledged war between India and an acclaimed greater power China could only lead to annexation of Doklam or possibly Bhutan, similar to Tibet, by China. And that is precisely what China wanted, to take Bhutan out of India's sphere of influence, which is why analysts say India jumping into the Doklam standoff in 2017 might have been a tactical error. Perhaps India should have allowed Bhutan and China to settle Doklam themselves and then supported Bhutan if it was getting a raw deal. Further loss that India had to incur because of poking its nose into Bhutan's affairs was that though India pays Beijing for supplying data on cross-border flows of the Brahmaputra river, during the standoff which coincided with the peak flood season, China refused to transmit this data to India, saying that the measuring stations had been washed away. With that background of India-China-Bhutan disputes, we understand that the new claim by China on Bhutan's eastern sector in 2020 definitely underlines that there are high chances India would potentially drive itself into the China-Bhutan dispute again because of the strategic risk to India if Bhutan concedes to China, especially when the Sino-Indian tensions in Ladakh are far from de-escalation in spite of several rounds of talks of peace. Moreover, according to Bhutanese journalists, Chinese territorial claims on eastern Bhutan may be an extension of its claim on Arunachal Pradesh. Bhutan's far eastern areas, where the Sakting Sanctuary is located, borders Arunachal Pradesh, which China insists is South Tibet and part of its territory. Bhutan seems to have been dragged into this since the Chinese never claimed this part of their territory in all these years of discussion. Further, they also blamed the Indian media of manipulating the geography of Doklam in 2017 to say that Indian forces were in Sikkim when they were actually in Bhutanese territory. That irritated the Chinese and provoked them to make even more claims given what transpired in Ladakh. According to them, even in 2020, the only problem is the Indian media, which spreads all sorts of misinformation about Bhutan and keeps speculating that Bhutan, like Nepal, has sided with China. To summarize, though the renegotiated India-Bhutan Friendship Treaty of 2007 no longer requires Bhutan to take India's guidance on foreign policy, the two countries are still supposed to be sensitive towards each other's interests. Consequently, Chinese pressure on Bhutan may be designed to test the relationship between India and Bhutan. Indian media has already started speculating on the possible package deal offered by China to Bhutan, how critical the deal could be to India, and the Friendship Treaty of India-Bhutan is a cornerstone of speculations on all possible Indian reactions. Learning from the lessons in the past, India should be in no haste to interfere in Bhutan's internal affairs, putting Bhutan at risk, thus losing their confidence, worsening the relations with Bhutan, which are critical to the security of India's northeast borders, which is exactly what China aims at. And that's all for today. Thank you.